Hello, everyone. You know what? I completely forgot that we did that until we were waiting for the intro to end. It has been way too long. Hi there. So welcome. I'm Erin Lee of heavenlymessenger.com. And with me today, as always, is the beautiful and fabulous Miss Bobbi Rowntree, born medium. Woo! Woo! You're here with us today for Universal Connections Oracle Chats. It has been a minute. It has actually been many minutes since we were last together with you this way. So thank you for joining us.
Yes. It has many minutes we were last together.
Yes.
We're in a bath.
Yeah. I feel like we should almost start off with the conversation about how we reconnected last weekend.
Considering the movie that we both had seen.
That I had never seen the first one before.
The devil! I was trying to think of an example of what that's like, but I don't. I was like, seeing Beetlejuice, but then seeing Beetlejuice too. That's what that is like.
Yeah, it's and that's actually exactly what it was. I had never seen the first Beetlejuice before, and my friend Lisa called me up and she says, "Hey, do you want to go and see Beetlejuice 2 today?" I'm like, "Sure." And Bobbi said exactly the same thing with her cousin and her cousin's daughter.
My cousin Ted want to go to Beetlejuice 2 with me, and I said, "Sure."
Why not?
But it was total kismet.
It was because after the movie, I walk into the washroom and I'm about to walk into a stall, and this lovely young lady is coming out of another stall and she says, "Don't go into that one. It's broken." I said, "Oh, okay. I was just going to go into this one." And she says to me, "Are you Erin?" Which is so random. In the bathroom at the movie theater. And so she and I started talking a bit, and we each went into our own little stalls. And then the person that she was with started talking to her from the other side of me in the other stall. And it was Miss Bobbi Rowntree.
That was me. And that lovely woman she is from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Oh, no way. I didn't realize that she was visiting from so far away.
Yeah, she was visiting, and my cousin was visiting from Winnipeg, and she is my cousin's very good friend, who I read her and her sister in Winnipeg, like via computer. We'd never actually met in person. And she was telling me the night before how much she loved Universal Connections, how much she loved listening to us go on and on and on while she's making dinner and things like that. And it was like a thing that she would do on Sundays. And I said, "Oh, I feel so bad." Blah, 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 blah. And then we go to a movie, and there you are in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, I grabbed your foot. Under the stall.
You know, the only other thing that would have made it even better is if we'd started broadcasting live from the bathroom that day.
Oh,
because it was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday. It was a little bit late for us, but
a little bit late, but
we were both out quite late. It's still in my eye. There's something in my eye. Oh, we should explain our things too. Okay, so yes, so then we decided we were going to do it again. We were going to do it the 14th, but then I was being selfish, and my birthday was on the 17th, so I wanted to take some time. So,
yay to Bobbi for being selfish and taking her birthday weekend off, because we all deserve to take time off.
Ooh, I am I'm pretty bad for that, and I shouldn't be, because I would give all of my clients poop for that. So okay. Okay. Well, okay. Do you want to say hi to some people, and then we'll talk about while you're bouncing?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. So hello to Cassandra. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Anne, hi. I'm so glad that you're here. Anne, I know, had commented on on one of our posts that we made. So I'm glad you made it.
Awesome.
And hello to Brenda. Awesome. And we haven't talked about this, but I'm just going to throw it out there that we're not doing readings today. Is that right?
Yes, you had put that out that we were not doing. We were just chatting.
Yes. Yeah. So we're chatting. So Brenda, I see you have a question. And so if it's a general question rather than a reading question, we would absolutely love to hear it and throw it in the comments, please. And hello to Linda, who is masquerading Pat today. It's great to see you. Awesome. And hello to Pamela and to Carrie. And Carrie, oh my gosh, Carrie's joining us from football and the cheer game, but she wanted to say hi. So
Carrie, go Mason. Mason's playing in that football game.
Oh, cool. Well, hi to Mason too. We hope the game goes well for everyone.
Go. All right.
And hello to Julie and to Crystal and to Carrie. It's great to see you all. And hello to Shirley. Let me see. And to Jane. Hi. And Anne is joining us from sunny Manitoba. So she's probably connecting with lots of people over there. And
yeah, because it probably is sunny. Oh, it's sunny here too.
Is it? Yeah, I can't see through my window. It is kind of sunny. It's not raining.
Look how surprised we are that there's sun.
You know what? I think it's more that it's not raining on the West Coast in what is now officially the fall that I think is pretty impressive.
September 2nd. Boom. It was fall.
Boom. It was. Yes. And hello to Maria and to Terry, who's joining from Nova Scotia and born and raised in the Comox Valley. Welcome.
Cool. Awesome.
And yes, awesome. And hello to Marilyn. It's so good to see you.
I've never seen Marilyn spelled that way. That's cool.
Yeah. Marilyn herself is pretty cool, actually.
Her name's not just cool. She is a human being.
Yeah, that's right. As a human being, she's cool.
Cool. Okay. So why are you bouncing, Erin?
So I have really put my back out. I've gone to 3 chiropractors appointments in the last week and a half, and it keeps popping back out. So we're bouncing because I'm currently sitting on my ball. And if I seem a little more bouncy than usual, this is why.
That's why. Now, when Erin told me her back was out, I said to her, oh my goodness, my back has been playing up all dang week. I was blaming it on the weather.
Yep.
There actually might be something going on. Have you guys experienced any back difficulties? Lower back mostly, and then here.
And in through the neck. Yeah.
So
So for me, these are a lot of old injuries. I've been in 2 major car accidents. The last one was in 2002, but it keeps kind of popping up, and there's lots of old stuff that's been coming up recently related to that. So I wouldn't be surprised if part of what I'm experiencing is connected to lots of releasing, which is a positive thing. It's a very positive thing.
Which is one of the things we were thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
There's 3 right there. Maria and Brenda all experiencing back stuff this week.
Yeah.
I always call our back the information superhighway.
Yeah.
So our spiritual stuff goes up and down. I even think of synovial fluids as being energy.
Interesting.
Because with the diagnosis I've had with my spine, I've had to look at it more in a spiritual kind of way, because that makes me feel like I can get on top of it when I do that. I feel like I have more control.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's what I that's why I'm drinking so much more of this. Oh, you can't tell what this is. This is water.
You can. Oh, I better not do that while I bounce.
No,
would become a wet t-shirt contest very quickly. And since you have a lid, I would win.
Yeah, I'm losing that contest.
I can see in this moment your cap coming off and water going everywhere, just to show us.
Yeah, that would be indicative to the moments I had just before we got on. It was like, cords and things are falling again. Oh, yeah.
Who's in control? Not us.
Loki is in there laughing his butt off. Yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Now, releasing and letting go.
So I have to admit that I'm in the thick of it because it's feeling really intense at the moment, and the things that I would usually do with stretching at the moment, because everything is so fired up, is actually making it a little bit worse. So I'm having to be more gentle, more cautious about how I move and the things that I do. But usually I would go into some stretching and some breath work, and then like non-physical things would be things like journaling and processing and, what's coming into my head, what's really prevalent and relevant at the moment. What about you? What do you do?
Okay, well, I want to speak first to the thing that you said at the beginning,
Yeah.
as your yoga teacher and good friend.
Yes.
Um, totally get that. There are times when my back is at a point where I will just sit in the pose and just
Yep.
allow myself to feel my body release into that pose.
Oh, oh, I
And
love that.
it's something I would not have done 10 years ago as a yogi, because I was all about, let's get that tummy tight, things like that. That's what I used
So,
to.
are there poses in particular that you would suggest for that?
Yes, actually, the sage poses. Those are the ones I use
Oh,
the most. Sage twist, sage one, sage two. There's several different sage poses. Those are the ones
awesome.
I do tend to sit in. Cross-legged, yes, but
Yeah.
if you're having lower back difficulty, a cross-legged pose can exacerbate or make it so that you're not releasing. You're more going,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
raising your bum a little bit higher than the rest of your body is quite helpful as well for releasing the lower back. But okay, so for the other things,
Yes.
yeah, that's a really good. I've been actually doing it in a more physical kind of way.
Mhm.
Purging, not really organizing.
Mhm.
I've been trying to purge,
Yes.
trying so hard to purge. I did a video on it. I have a hard time letting go of things. And I love
Mhm.
you, Mom. I don't know if you're watching. You never watched, but anyway, I grew up with a pack rat as a mother.
Yes. Yep.
So, and pack rat is the name we used to use. Because order didn't exist back then. That was
Yep.
the thing. The order's thing. But yeah, it is sentimentality and
Mhm.
putting sentimentality into objects. Oh, I have such a horrible time with that. And that is standing still. That is believing that that moment will never ever happen again, and you'll never have that feeling or that. But we always have those feelings. They're always moving. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's a part of me that wonders if there's kind of an in between in like letting go of the thing and recognizing that we hold on to it. And I wonder if there's a way to hold on to like a memento of that thing or something that's representative of that thing, like maybe a picture in an album or I don't know.
Yes, yes, a scrapbook.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
a scrapbook. Yeah.
you just have to get your poop in a group long enough to make the scrapbook.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing how much regular life gets in the way of life.
Right?
Very
Yeah.
much. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, new people say hello to.
Yes, we do. Do you wanna take the lead on this one? Because we've had people who have also been, like, responding to what we've been talking about too.
Yes,
So,
yes. Okie
yeah,
dokie. So we could go right to yes.
with
Maria.
Maria.
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly it. And
Yes.
Jen has her too and left side shoulder from yeah, totally, yeah, because it's all
Yep.
part of that. Weird, eh? So
Yep.
there's gonna be something we must know about this, or we should know about this. Does any you do body talk, body
Yep. Body code.
this body code? Sorry, do you talk about this area, this meridian, this?
So we don't specifically like look at the body in that way. Like we do muscle testing and we're guided to where we need to be, but from like an energy working point of view, typically your non-dominant side is your receiving side. So for somebody who is right-handed like myself, the left-hand side having lots of pain and challenge on this side, there could be blockages in allowing yourself to receive or allowing yourself to be in your feminine, whatever that means for you. So it could be, allowing yourself to receive, allowing others to care for you, to support you, to encourage you. It could also be an indicator that you're not allowing yourself to rest. Like if you're constantly in dominant, then there's lots of energy that's going out. So how are you rejuvenating that? So
Okay,
mhm.
I think because I'm left-handed.
So then for you, if you're left-handed, then that would be your dominant side, and your right-hand side would be your non-dominant side, which would be your receptive side.
Okay, and that's where the lump exists on the right side. But
Yeah.
I'm having left side with everyone else right now.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, that could be it could also be part of the shift that you're going through with having taken some time off. How do you feel about having taken time off around your birthday last weekend?
Half of me thinks that that was a silly thing to do because bills need to be paid. And
Uh-huh.
half of me thinks that wasn't enough time.
Right.
The reason why normal people get 2 weeks off, and that's
Right.
the thing.
Yeah.
I've never taken 2 weeks off.
So that holding on to right there is probably the part of you that says that you shouldn't have taken the time off.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, yeah.
that's the fear part of me that thinks,
Yeah.
okay, if I don't do this, if I'm not in control of how much money I'm making, I'm not going to make any money, and then I'm going to, and then I tell
Yeah.
myself, well, what would happen? Like, what would happen, really? Let's
Yeah.
think about this. What would actually happen? We get so bogged down in being able to buy so much.
Yeah.
We do not
Yeah.
need.
And I mean, like, just strictly for you in particular, are you saying that spirit's not going to have your back, and because people aren't going to need readings anymore?
Wow.
Right? Like, if we follow that line of thinking, is that what you're saying that spirit's
Oh my
saying?
God. Why don't you just hold up a mirror?
Sometimes we need ourselves to tell us the things that we tell other people.
Actually, told me where I do my readings, because I do them in my yoga studio. There's a mirror right to people's left, and they will say to me, "Tell them to look to their left." And they're like, oh, there's one person in the room is right there in your left. I go, ah, it's me. So
Oh,
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
something I get counsel to tell people, and then yeah, it's one thing to have the information fly through you, to actually think the information is for you.
Mhm.
So different, because when people come to me, they are actually saying to themselves, I would like help, I would like advice, I would like to know something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't do that, but I
Yep.
don't do it enough.
Enough. I
Yeah.
think that's I think that's the thing
Well, how
is
many
when
nurses take care of themselves?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many mechanics have kids who drive around with cars that are falling apart?
How many women live with builders and they have half built things in their homes?
Absolutely.
Like,
So it's it's
like,
not
where
it's not exclusive. It's not exclusive to us. It happens to everyone. And so I think there's an opportunity for compassion as we then start learning.
yes, because we can be
Yeah.
so hard on ourselves individually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree completely. Okay, now
Yeah.
release. Release. Okay,
Release.
so you
Well,
journal.
yeah, journaling can be really helpful, absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes I can sit in, like, contemplation, or I'll think about things as I'm driving. So, for example, I know a lot of the stuff that I'm processing and releasing right now does have to do with the car accidents, because that's been coming up, and I've had a lot of high school stuff that's been coming up, and my first car accident was just before I graduated from high school. So, like, I know that I'm right in the thick of that, and it makes sense because this is also where my injuries were. My injuries were in my low back, and I had a whiplash injury as well.
And
And,
wasn't
yeah,
your first car accident part of your enlightenment?
it was,
Ooh,
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
opening an egg.
opening an egg, and you know what? I hadn't even put that one together, and I just talked about it on News for Your Soul too. Well, Miss Bobby, I'm so glad you're catching me.
It's almost like it's what I do.
Right? Almost.
Almost, not entirely. That's funny. My brain says okay, but we haven't said yet hello to everyone yet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So, shall we continue?
on the crazy train.
Yes.
Yeah, my train goes like my train just jumps off tracks and starts walking. Your train stays on a good track, so I should
Right.
be in charge.
So we're off track because I wasn't keeping us on track.
Yes, you're bouncing. Yes, yes.
Crap. I thought it was because my back was out of alignment. No, it's bigger than that.
It's so much bigger. It's huger. Yes. Yeah, usually you're in control of me.
Right?
Yes. take control. Anyway, okay, that's not fair. Just pick me as a responsibility for you. I was not fair.
It's all
Okay.
good.
So I'm
It's all
gonna say
good.
hello to people.
Yes. So Linda's saying like lower back stiffness for her daily. And Linda, you know what? Don't worry about putting your name first. We'll remember that it's you, but we appreciate that you're thinking about us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Some of us were a little slow, and I was just thinking, will I remember though?
I'll be the memory today for Linda. I don't make any promises for anyone else.
Okay, yeah, she can only remember from one human being. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Brenda's lower back, her left lower back.
Yes. Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Marilyn's having a good chuckle with us. That's awesome. Jasmine, or pardon me, Yasmin, thank you so much for joining us. We're not doing readings today, but we would love if you had any other questions to pop them in. It would be awesome to connect with you.
Awesome.
But you know what? Let's just put a pause for a second on that. Do you have a reading show that you're going to be doing soon so that we can be directing people? Like, I know I won't be live this coming Tuesday, but I will be next Tuesday evening, and I'll be doing readings on my show at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 p.m. Eastern. What about you, Miss Bobbi? I know that you sometimes pop on and do readings. Will you be doing them soon?
Yes, I have scheduled myself in for one for the 27th.
Oh, awesome.
Of
27th
October.
of October. All right. So got a couple of weeks for that. But yeah, join. I'll be live on the next Tuesday, whatever day that may be. It may be actually even the 1st of October.
Ooh, that's a good day.
Yeah, a good day for beginnings.
Yes, the
And
27th this month is William's birthday, so
oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
My offspring.
Well, happy early birthday to the youngest of your offspring.
Youngest of my offspring. My final no, it's not my swan song. I guess he is my human swan song.
Your human swan song.
It's my human swan song. He was the one where I said, no, just sew it right up. I don't want anything else happening.
We're done.
Coming out of there. Oh my God. I'm a slow learner. It took me 3 kids to realize, wait, this is awful. Not the kid part, the labor part, mother of pearl. Oh my golly sake. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. And we've got Maria joining us. Hello. Thanks for joining us. And Maria.
Fluttery spasms. Those are the worstest.
Yeah. Yeah. And Maria's saying starting at the bottom and working their way up. That's so uncomfortable.
Oh, that is so uncomfortable because I can't move.
Yeah.
I have got to pay, like, the back is king.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you know what, with that, could that also be energy that's moving up, and we're looking at like some ascension and some opening where, grounding could be helpful, but also like opening to God, source, universe, creator, whatever your belief system is?
Could absolutely be. Honestly, the thing that flew in my head was I had a giant cyst grow in my uterus at one point, and it would move around in my uterus.
Oh.
I woke up once and I had fluttery spasms in my back. And I think it rolled onto my back and was playing with my nerves back there.
Oh.
It was the size. It was humongous. I looked 5 months pregnant with it.
Holy smokes. So
I'm actually wondering if maybe Maria, it might be something infernal.
Yeah. Maria, I think to be safe, should we say if this is something that's new for you that you're not familiar with, that maybe you want to check in with a healthcare practitioner just to everything's honky-dory?
Yeah, just to make sure everything's fine and dandy. And it wasn't a big thing. The cyst actually was to start me. It started my journey in another level of my enlightenment.
Yep.
Hello, Shelly.
It's good to see you, Shelly.
What if you didn't have a healing circle anymore? We had that?
Yes, we did. We did. I years ago I started an energy healers drop-in. And yes, this was back in like 2011. And then Dot and Ted and several other people carried it forward out in Comox, because I wasn't able to host it anymore. I had other things that were going on. But yeah, I think that went on for the better part of 10 years, maybe longer. And you would know better than I would. But yeah, it was amazing.
Oh,
So
interesting. Because Ted that's on the other side now, Ted? Oh, the other
yes.
side. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
shouldn't say too much, or all of a sudden I'll be talking with Ted.
Right.
Because I have talked to Ted before. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What
Ted
happened?
was a pretty awesome guy. He was
People
a
started
really awesome.
talking, reminiscent about a dead person. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
there's
there they are.
hey, hello. Yeah. Hello, Keepa.
Oh, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
And maybe I'll do my reading thing earlier then. The 27th seems really, really fun. I wanted to go near Halloween though. That's why.
Do too. I mean,
Yeah.
look at me writing checks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my bouncy self is writing checks for you.
I'll count.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's a good question. Carrie has a good question.
Yeah, so Carrie said, is it possible to receive different signs from spirit people? So like I get dimes, smell tobacco, and have special words and songs pop through people. I believe these are 3 different spirits. Miss
Yeah,
Bobbi, this is your realm.
this is my forte. Yes, I
Indeed.
absolutely believe that. And actually, what comes to my mind is I had 3 very special people pass away within a like boom, 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 boom of each other, and because of that, I kept seeing them. I actually had to say, okay, you have to come to me with dimes, you have to come to me with nickels, and you have to come to me with quarters. And that's the way I know that they're coming around. And then when I see yeah. So that's how I know who's who. Yes.
So have you considered asking them to come to you with 20s, 50s, and $100 bills?
Now you sound like my kids. That's what my kids did. My dad is pennies. And
Right.
she said, step it up, Grandpa.
Right? Serious inflation.
Right. I get the dirty loonies now sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. No, the frequency should grow. So especially with the quarters, nickels, my God, I'll be there for days.
right. Right. I mean, even the tooth fairy has upped her game. I don't see why spirit can't.
The tooth fairy's gotten ridiculous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the voices in my head say it's not about the money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
they have to use different ways to tell you that it's them. Otherwise, you don't know it's them. And
Yeah.
you'll know it's them when you notice the thing and they flash in your head. It's always the first flash. And then you want to change it. Oh, no, it must be Grandpa because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But if it was Joe from high school, it might be Joe from high school.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of it as if you move to a foreign country and somebody that you kind of knew moved onto your street, you would seek them out. So if you're having a reading and someone's dead and no one visits them, then that's
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know, it's so funny. This is completely off topic, but it reminds me of when I was doing mediumship training with Carol years ago. And it was, we're talking like 2006.
Sorry.
It was a long time ago. And
mediumship.
Sorry, what was that?
Now Carol's better at teaching mediumship.
Yeah, I would say.
Carol's on the other side, so that's what
yes, she is. She's on the other side now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And so I didn't realize that this person that I had gone to elementary and high school had passed away. And so when they were giving the name and describing him, they kept saying he wants to come over and give you a hug, a big, big hug. And his last name was Huggett. And I'm like, there you go. So anyway, completely off topic.
But that's the way they come through. Yeah, if you get in the way, you can so easily get in the way of their message.
Yeah.
Because you want to make it this, and then therefore, you get in the way of their message. So excellent question, Carrie. Absolutely excellent.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Hello to Josie. It's so good to see you. And Susan, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Keep an eye out for Miss Bobbi's readings show because she will be doing one at some point. Yeah. And Brenda's saying that she's the same way with holding on to sentimental things. Absolutely. Me too.
Sentimental Sally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay, so Shelly's saying, I thought mother energy was left side, father energy is right side. So with the mediumship training, keeping in mind that it's not my thing, it's not my forte. All of my mediumship is very learned as opposed to being natural. We were taught that there is one side. If somebody shows up on one side of the body, then they're connected to the mother side, and if they show up on the other side of the body, then it's connected to the father side. Um, and I think honestly, that's probably something like kind of a rule that people put in place as they're learning, because I'm sure that you can attest to this. That they'll come in any which way.
I've never heard that before. Left side, mother side, right side, father side. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
When they will tell me what they'll do if I know if it's a father, they'll write a name in the sky. And I know it's father side because it's the name.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll write the name in the sky to let you know that the father isn't around. You kept your name, blah, 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 blah. So
right.
And they will, they tell me in different kinds of ways. But left side, right side, what I used to do, and it's all gotten wackadood now, is keep the dead on left side and spirit guides on that side so I could differentiate.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, you tell dead people a rule and they're like, oh, really? You're like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to get your attention. So I did listen to certain things where they know, okay, that's what she understands is yes. This is yes. Things like that. But other than that, no, they're like, no, sorry, woman, I'm talking and you're just going to listen.
Yeah.
So, I'm natural too. No one taught me. So those things.
Which I think is really cool because it's just you're just flying by the seat, or you were flying by the seat of your pants. Now you've got it figured out. But yeah.
To a certain extent. I would never be so bold as to say I got it figured out, only because when people say, how do you do what you do? I go, I don't know. How do you blink? Like, how? And then
just there.
Wants to go, blinking it, blah, 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 blah. Like my kid. Smart people.
Little pains in the neck.
Little pains in the neck, smart people, I tell you.
That's right. That's right.
Thank God for them because, we need doctors and stuff. But
absolutely, we need the smarts.
We do need the smart folks. Yeah,
we do. And we appreciate them.
We appreciate the smart folks. Yeah,
we do. We do. And the slow folks. We don't discriminate here. We love you all.
Don't know they're the slow folks.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's rude. Okie dokie.
All right, moving on. Hello, Lisa. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for taking Lisa.
Yes, exactly. And hello to Lori. Lori says, my ankles are stiff and sore and my feet keep cramping.
That's your back. Sorry.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, go for it.
That's exactly. Yeah, I would say that is her lower back. I actually get that. I have I've already told you. My vertebrae are collapsing, apparently. I think they're just hiding from the x-ray machine going, but I get my ankles actually, they'll even sometimes this morning I went to crack my ankle. Went, oh my God, did I just break my ankle? Because
dear.
With cramping, and I honestly believe it's actually a lack of blood information going all the way down to the feet, and then the feet go, what? We need more, and then we receive what feels like a cramp. Yeah, and actually, there's some yoga stretches, Lori, that you might want to use.
I love that
because I'm seeing that there's a toe stretch that we do in yoga where we roll over our toes. I think we used to do it when I taught you yoga sometimes.
Yeah. So like you bend your toes underneath and you go over on them like this.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
As well. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that we've had this conversation because I've noticed that my feet have been cramping up a lot. And I used to be able to, when you're sitting down and you get up and you just get up on your toes. Well, now I look and feel like an old lady and I'm like wobbling all over and I'm finding the chair.
The whole thing, eh? Yeah. When you get up, you're like, oh my God, I'm the head.
Right. I'm not ready to be in the Hag era. I'm just not there yet.
I'm not ready for Hag or crone, but I am. I know a Hag and a crone. I know that. Well, the minute they took my uterus away, that happened. So yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
our healing circle rocks. So we got to start a healing circle, it would seem.
Yes, yes, indeed. Oh, but I was also going to say on an energetic level to Lori, anything that's going on with feet, ankles, and knees can
Mhm.
also have to do with moving forward. So because it impedes your ability to move forward physically, and so it can be helpful to look to see if you're rushing into something or trying to push past or push through because there's something in your body that's saying, "Hey, we need to slow down and take care of this." So.
Could it also be too, though, that you're not moving forward? Is that as well?
It could be. I mean, it typically has more to do with the energy being stagnant. Um, it could
Is
be,
that the
but
same? Fear of moving forward and stagnant, like not moving with that? Is it the same? I'm only asking
yeah,
because I looked it up obvious because I got the Louise Hay book and I looked it up
yeah,
and her said fear of moving forward.
yeah,
So is
yeah,
that
absolutely.
wording of the same thing? Is it?
I would think so. I mean, like for me, if energy is stagnant, then there's something that we need to do to like move it forward. Fear of
Mhm.
moving forward would also you'd have to work through the fear, right? So it could be that fear of moving forward is a smaller part of energy being stagnant because energy can be stagnant for a whole pile of reasons. Like it
Mhm.
can, as I said, be because like you're rushing or you're trying to push through something or you're trying to ignore something and it's not necessarily fear based. So I think that fear would kind of fit into that overall things are
Okay.
stagnant. Does that make sense?
It does, because the only reason I question is because I had the left foot pain and I
Yeah.
saw fear of moving forward. And I thought, okay, that has to do with the fact that I haven't started publishing my book that's finished. And I need to
Yeah.
publish my book. So I
Yeah.
started moving forward with the woman you went to the movies with, which, duh, like, wow.
Of course, because Lisa's awesome.
It's
Yes.
awesome, but you guys just happened to go to the movie I was at? Like, what the anyway, I just don't know if it's the right choice for me.
It's it's
Anyway,
it's it's almost like the universe is conspiring.
almost like
Oh,
every flipping thing I do, the universe is like, "Oh, we want to have something to do with that." Yeah, so that's my question. Because am I rushing then? Is that what the fear is? That because that actually makes it a completely different situation for me in the book. With
yeah.
the
So, what I would say, because it's predominantly affecting your left foot as opposed to your right foot. Oh, hold on a second. But you're backwards. Not. I mean, you're not backwards, but your dominant side is your left side.
one of the chosen few who was left-handed.
Yes,
Way
exactly. Chosen few, not backwards.
you can say backwards.
so so what I would say is if it was your non-dominant side, so this isn't you, but if it was your non-dominant side, that there's probably something else that you need to make sure that you're doing. So you need to make sure you're receiving in order to be able to step forward because it's only affecting the one foot. But since it's affecting your dominant foot, then I would say, hey, maybe we need to take a look at something else, not to slow down and to stop, but it's almost like a wait as opposed to like full steam ahead. So anytime I get wait messages, it's always like there's something else I need to be looking at in order to make sure I've got the whole picture and all of the information I need to make this decision. Does that make sense?
It does. No, I'm confused about my decision. I know I've made the right decision. I made the right decision.
Mhm.
I did. I made the right decision. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I hope this is not. He's like,
So then the other thing I would do is I would ask, is it relating to the thing that you're thinking that it's relating to? So like check in with your body. Maybe there's something else that you're putting off to the side that needs to be addressed as well.
I'll know what that is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I get it. Everybody else get it? Okay. Debbie has a good question. But this
Debbie's got a great question.
no, and when you say mediums, because a lot of people call all of us mediums.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people use the term medium who aren't mediums, they're psychics, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's kind of
It's
I
I
can't get
think
with it. So
I think that it honestly applies to anybody who's doing any form of reading. That's how I would take it.
it's a
And
medium.
especially since Debbie's put it in quotation marks. So what are your thoughts on mediums needing validation?
Well, I get that actually, to be perfectly honest. I need the other person there to connect with the dead person. And when the dead person is telling me things, those things aren't for me. I'm not their friend. I'm not their loved one. I'm not, their mommy. So I have to say it to them and the client, and the client will tell me whether or not it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah. So I guess we kind of do. So would you say the same?
That was kind of where, oops, sorry, my alarm just went off. That's kind of where I was going with it too. And I think from a different perspective, because I work with angels. And so the thing for me is the messages that come from angels, it always feels the same. Like when on the few times that I do connect with spirit, it's like meeting somebody new. But when I'm connecting with angels, I know exactly how they come through and I know the messages and it resonates. And so having done it for so long, the need for validation is smaller. However, at the same time, I want to make sure that the person that I'm talking to is connecting with and resonating with what I'm saying, because either I'm not delivering it properly or there's some other form of miscommunication. I'm not delivering it in a way that they understand. And so I need to make sure that when I'm talking, they're getting it right, or they're understanding the essence of it. Yeah.
I would even go further as to the validation you feel is actually inside of you. And that we know this is an angel talking to me, and that is validated by the fact that I talk to angels and I'm not.
And that's just how they talk. That's how they sound. That's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like it's right here, but I don't get like a
yeah, absolutely. But then I think that there's also another aspect to validation as well. And I remember when I was beginning and when I was learning, validation was huge and it was really important. And it was something that I asked for not only when I was talking to my client, but also just in general as part of my rules. Like I want to make sure that what I'm getting is accurate and it makes sense, and validation is part of that. And so it could also be that you've got a reader who's still learning in some ways.
Yeah, because we want to be right for you. We don't convince you of something that's not true. We want to make sure that what we're hearing is the right way that we're hearing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to trick you. They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think actually that's a really great thing to look at, because when we're working with angels or source or spirit or whoever it is that we're connecting with, we're on the same side, we're on the same team, and we want to be on the same team as you. And so sometimes people will come in and they'll test, right? Because they don't believe that it's authentic and accurate or whatever. And so they're what I call testers. That's kind of a waste of everybody's time, honestly.
And they can be the worst too, testers, because they'll go, no, you tell me. No, I don't think so. It's like, okay, for goodness sakes. And it only really happens at markets and things.
Yeah.
The only other time if it happens here, it's actually because somebody purchased a reading for somebody who they thought should believe.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be punished? Because it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to tell them something so incredibly important. And and for me, it's them that suffer, the people that talk to us. So
Yeah. And I honestly, I see that as being a waste of energy and time on everybody's part. So
I agree. Actually, I heard that. Waste of everybody's time. Yes.
Yeah, including the person who's coming. Now, that said, I did have an experience at the very beginning of my career where I was out at a market and I had someone who was testing really, really hard. And she was testing so hard because she so desperately wanted to believe, but she couldn't. And so that's why she was pushing as hard as she did. And once we hit that breakthrough, it was like a dam burst, and there was relief and there was a lot of healing in it. And so that was that one experience. Yeah. But generally speaking, there's a level of disbelief, and that's okay. We don't have to change anybody's mind. And And on top of that, as people are coming into learning and understanding spirituality and about spirit and angels and whatever it is that you're exploring, we get really excited about it, and we want to share it with the people we love, because it's probably helping us and supporting us and healing us. And sometimes the people in our lives, they just aren't ready for it, or they aren't interested, or it's not part of their life path at this time, or maybe not at all. And it doesn't serve any purpose to try to change their mind.
No, I agree.
The best thing that you can do is live your life. And if they're meant to follow along, like, they will. If they're meant to have their own experiences and their own discovery, they will. And if they're not, then you're living your life, they're living their life, and we can be in peace.
And you can ask for it for them too.
Yeah.
I teach people all the time. I say, get them. Get them. Get them. Well, throw people at them. Get them. Do it all the time.
Yeah.
The perfect strangers. Oh,
give them the love.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I send more people. I send angels.
Yes.
Who I say get them to, because I'm not messing with them. I'll throw them. I don't mess with your people. Nope.
Oh dear. Awesome. Debbie, thank you. That was a really great question. That took us all over the place.
Good question. And Maria has responded to us. She attributed it to a new life cycle. Makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. Yep. I think you're kind of on the money, but there might
definitely get choked. I mean, I always see it's better to be safe than sorry. And
I know what my body does. My body will say, "Oh, this isn't a test, sugar plum. This is something we're doing." So we've got to pay attention, because I don't pay attention quite as well.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with this part, paying attention. So
oh, Bobbi.
Oh, it's a crazy place.
You just gave me another message, because it's something that I say, and am I listening to it? So, like, one of the ways that angels or spirit or whoever will get your attention is they'll go to the places that you're accustomed to feeling and experiencing pain. And as somebody who has lived with pain after car accidents, I am very familiar with pain in my back and in my neck. So, yeah, I guess somebody's going to be taking some time tonight to listen more to what's coming up.
I'm actually supposed to say, duh.
Right?
Physician, heal thyself.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's usually what happens. I get an adjustment and I'm good for a couple months, but no. So yeah.
Thanks, just guys. Put something in there. The thing to put it out is still there.
Yeah.
Put it back in. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So we've got Lori. Lori said, I used to find coins on the ground for my grandpa, but the last few years, it stopped. Does that mean he's moved on, or he's not with me anymore? That's interesting.
Actually, I hear that he's communicating with you in a different way. I think he has had an ascension. They're never not with you. They just are with you in a different kind of way. I had a similar thing with my grandmother.
Yep.
He used to come in a full form. She used to sit at the end of my bed at night when I was a little girl and talk with me till I fell asleep. Which I had no idea was weird at the time. I had no idea until I told other kids. Anywho, but she ascended. She's now in ascension. Now she's so big. She's like a presence more than anything. Yeah.
So now I have had an experience with one client that I can think of in particular. What I got from her husband was that he was in a phase of learning. And so he was still around, but he wasn't present in the same way, because there was more that he was focusing on and doing. Is that a thing? Like, that's what I was getting. And it felt like it was accurate. But
that's part of the ascension. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
A little bit distracted with this. And it's not that they're not paying attention to you in the same manner, but it's in a different kind of way, but they're still right there. And they're a much bigger thing. Yeah. Yeah. And the longer they're over there, the bigger they get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of like driving. Like, when you first learn to drive, you have to have it completely quiet without any distractions. Whoa. And then you become more comfortable, and suddenly you can have the music going and you're having conversations and you're doing it hands free and you're talking on your Bluetooth. Like, it's. Sorry,
that's how you get into car accidents. It's all I can hear.
Yeah. Please don't get into any car accidents. Do not go to the other side because of what we've talked about today. Be safe.
Be safe. Yeah. Well, I think it changes. Just like what you say, it just, you become more accustomed to that. So they change into something else and move. And yeah. Because, just tell him too. Say, Grandpa, I want some coins.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're there. Let me know if you're there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Let me see. So we've got Divya, and Divya, you've got a question. We're not doing readings today. But I'm kind of wondering if we can talk about negative energy and feeling burdened with negative energy, because I think that that's something that probably many of us can relate to. How does that feel for you, Miss Bobbi?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think what Divya is talking about is something that a lot of people experience.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, well, that just kind of threw me out of whack. So I'm passing it over to you, Miss Bobbi. What do you want to talk about with feeling burdened with negative energy?
Well, okay. Okie dokie. So particularly with what Divya is going through right now.
Hold on. Should we maybe read out Divya's comments so that people are on board with what we're talking about?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So Divya's mom has passed away, and she's wanting to know why she's feeling agitated and burdened with negative energy. I know it's a period of remembering ancestors who have passed away in Hindu religion. Is there something to do with my karma? I feel like I'm falling apart. I'm doing my best and feel like I can't keep anything anymore. Do you see me? Yeah. And then we've got some more questions that are kind of coming up reading wise. But yeah, it's a time of transition.
Yeah, it's her mourning.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the grief inside of her, and the grief inside of her is creating more of a negative energy realization within her. That's not the words I want to use, but those are the words that are coming out of my face.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's not that you are creating it, but where you are feeling right now is bringing it to you. The only example I have is I cannot and will not do illicit drugs because it would lower my vibration, and I would, because it used to happen when I drank alcohol, I would become fodder for negative energies, and they get horrible at me, and I can actually see them as being outside of me.
Right.
I don't know that they're inside of you, and you talking to you, and you being cruel to you and being mean to you. Sadness that you can feel can make you more susceptible to that, almost like you are intoxicated. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we work with a body code and emotion code. When you have a trapped energy, and you're presented with a new situation, your subconscious is looking to, okay, how do we react to this? And if you have a whole pile of grief vibrating over here, then your subconscious says, oh, grief, we're going to vibrate with grief. So we're going to experience this as grief or as sadness. Or if you have a lot of trapped anger, then you're going to continue to experience situations and circumstances that are angry. When you are vibrating at that level, that is what you will attract, because that's how your subconscious knows to respond to it.
Agreed. Yeah. And honestly, what I hear in my head too is that Divya might want to center on how wonderful a mom she had and the relationship they had, and how lucky she was to have it, and how it can continue, but in a different kind of way. And that I don't want to make a comparison, but some people never have a mom like that or a relationship like that with their mom. And it's like, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, hunt it down and kill it. But it's something like, like she's got to look at the positive of it.
Yeah.
It's just it's so hard to, because it
is
so
it's so easy to say and so difficult to do.
Yeah, it really is, because it's permanent.
So I wonder, for somebody who is experiencing a lot of grief, because part of what I'm seeing like restorative yoga poses too, like heart bed in particular, where you're lying over bolster and your heart is wide open, and it's just like, hey, like let's take it. As a yogi, any thoughts on that one as a support? Is that something that could be helpful?
Yeah, an upward facing dog.
Oh, yeah.
upward facing dog, I find is very opening of the heart chakra, pulling the chest out. And
Yep.
actually, if she turned it into cobra,
Yep.
because cobra, you open up your mouth and try to get your tongue to
Uh-huh.
your chin, and it
And
opens up.
everything
I
everything
used
goes
to get
out.
people to do it like lion, like because lion is very, very similar, and go
Yep.
when we get
Yep.
upset. So
Yeah.
that something like she needs to release,
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
and walk into an ocean naked. She needs to freaking hit things. She needs to get it all out of her and then
Yeah.
accept. Yeah,
Yep.
because once you do, yeah, then your mother will be able to talk to you, and then you'll
Yeah.
have it with you all the time. My dad died 37 years ago, and I don't know that we've missed a day. Well,
Mhm.
we've missed a day. Well, we haven't. Like, I still feel
Yeah.
good. I just heard, oh, you're stupid.
Yeah. I just heard in my head that your dad talks funny.
I'd love to hear his voice again one day. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hear his
Yeah.
voice in my head. And when I hear other people's voices, I hear my voice.
Yeah.
Does that make, yeah. You're
Yeah. Totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Carrie says that when she sees she knows immediately who they're from.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, perfect. Anne
And
says October 28th, it's her birthday, so she'll definitely join in on the 27th. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and Shelly's talking about pain issues coming up for sure.
where was she? I thought.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
down
yes,
under Anne.
yeah. Okay. I had to put those two together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've got Yogi, right?
Wow.
From the other side himself.
Wow. Well done. Yeah. No, he buried himself. I don't know. I know you're not. Wouldn't that be wild?
And you know what? I was exactly the question had originally actually come in from Yogi. Yeah, what's the difference between twin flames, karmic and soulmates? And how do you explain over and over again being drawn to some people in different stages in life where they keep coming back? Ooh.
Well done, Yogi Berra.
Right?
Right. I just made you a she because I just assume everyone on here is a she.
Yeah, because usually that is the case.
Oh.
Oh, is everything okay?
Well, I don't know who this is. Not going to the homeless shelters. It's too abusive. Sincerely, Deborah Lynn Masters.
Oh,
Yeah.
when?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's go back to twin flames.
Yeah.
Well, this question. You go ahead because this was your thing.
Right. Okay. So twin flames isn't really something that I focus on. My understanding of twin flames is that it is one soul that has split into two. And so that when you connect with your twin flame, you're connecting with another element of your soul because it's a soul that's been split in two. I don't have a lot of experience with twin flames. It's not something that I've put a lot of energy and focus into, but I do talk about soulmates a lot. So soulmates can be a whole pile of different people, and often when people are talking about soulmates, they're talking about their romantic partner who is their soulmate, the person that they're meant to spend their life with. I see soulmates as being so much bigger than that. I mean, soulmates are the people who come into your life to teach and to learn lessons. A soulmate can be somebody that you have a very small interaction with, but it's something that's really meaningful to you. It could be a partner, but it could also be a friend or a parent or a child. There are a lot of different ways that we can experience soulmates. So before I go further, how does that resonate for you? Are we vibing there or?
We are vibing there. I think people put far too much stock in another person completing them. They really do. And because I think you can actually lose yourself within that idea of completion. And I would tend to agree with you. The only thing I could put on with twin flames is there's a little part of me that believes that as a collective of souls, we are actually all completely connected to each other.
Yes.
So they're in that, like maybe this was your neighbor on that big because I actually see it. The
Yeah.
nerds rope.
Yes.
The little nerds, that's the souls, and the rope is the collective consciousness.
Yeah. And we're all there. We're all vibing.
The yellow nerd, and you're the red nerd, you're right next to each other, and then you both incarnate. I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, I know you.
Yeah.
On the rope. Holy cow. But that,
Right?
it could be just a realization of, okay, I know this soul, there's something I need to do. But this whole lifetime thing,
Mhm.
I have a real difficulty with that one. I
Yeah.
really do, because it just seems you grow, you
Yeah.
change. You're
Yeah.
always making new decisions for yourself
And evolving.
and evolving. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I agree that it can be through mother and child, or it can be through best friends, or because there are people in your life that you just want to be around.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And then there are
And
people that
and
don't.
there are people who feel very familiar to you. Like you meet them and you're like, I feel like I've known you forever. And those can be people who are part of your soul family, because you've had other experiences with them as well.
Yes, and that can be positive or negative.
Yep.
Because I
Yep.
think that you can work out a karmic thing with somebody. Like, say you are now married to your prior murderer. I know so many people
Yep.
who
Mhm.
go to do hypnosis, blah, blah, blah. I married the guy that burnt me. What the
Yep.
devil? And it's because you needed to work that stuff out with that soul, or you needed to make it up to you. That would be more of the fact. But
Yep.
something like that, yeah, because there can be a
Yeah.
negative thing, but it's not a negative because it's a positive because you need
Mhm.
to. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And there's this really interesting book. It's actually it's a children's book.
Oh,
Are you familiar with Neil Donald Walsh?
I am not.
He wrote the Conversations with God series, and he wrote them like back, I think, in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I'm going to admit I haven't read any of his books, but I really liked this children's book that he wrote. And I use the term children's because it's that's what it's meant as, but some of the ideas and the wording is probably more appropriate for a child who's at least 8 or 9 years old. Um, and anyway, he kind of condensed it down into something that was easy to digest. And in it, he said he starts off with God or source or universe, whatever your belief system is. And this little soul is preparing to incarnate, and come down to earth. And the little soul is talking to God, source, universe, and saying, I really want to experience forgiveness. But how could I possibly experience forgiveness? We're all love, we're all connected. Like, how could that happen? And in the story, this other little soul comes up and says, I love you so much that I am going to come down and I will help you to learn forgiveness. And so in that way, and in that way, there's a soulmate contract that's been created. Two souls have a purpose and a reason to come together in this lifetime to learn something. So that was his.
That's it. So they don't show you that soul comes down and it beats the living crap out of the first soul.
Forgiveness can be learned through many different lessons.
That's an excellent example, though.
Yeah.
That's an excellent example, because that makes it so that you just don't even know. It's just soul to soul.
Yeah.
What meat suit they picked up into.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
how long it takes them to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not born at yeah. Is a twin, your twin flame.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I will admit, twins freak me out.
Well, I mean, that reminds me of my parents, because my parents were born on the same day in the same year, about an hour apart in difference. So my mom was born a little after midnight, and my dad was born a little bit before 1. So I mean, if ever there were twin flames.
Yes, and I just saw your dad's soul say to your mom, so, oh, beat ya!
Right?
Holy lost because she's smaller.
Yeah, right.
Itty bitty, your mommy. So,
Yeah.
I can so see your dad saying, race ya! For me.
Right. And the thing is that he would have always beaten my mom, but he slowed down in the last couple of years. So mom definitely has a chance now. Yeah, right? Power walking.
Oh, that's
I think I think there's also a really interesting question that Yogi's posed here as well. How do you explain over and over again being drawn to the same people in different stages in life where they keep coming back?
We did not learn that lesson.
Mhm.
Sorry, I said that way too loud, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, did not learn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still something to be learned in the lesson, and it could be that if it's a negative experience, that you are the one who is not learning the lesson.
Yeah, because look, if you think about how many women go back to abusive men
Yeah.
because they did not learn they deserve better.
Yeah.
They did not learn that they're not here to heal dum-dums. Yeah, because a lot of women think, yeah. So yeah, that's probably my best example, because
Yeah.
that's an example everybody knows a woman who is like, oh my God, she went back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, excellent
Yeah.
question, Yogi Berra. And
Absolutely. I love it.
which house do you have a camera in, mine or Erin's?
Yeah. Probably both. Awesome. And Crystal has a fabulous question. Do you do mediumship training?
That's an excellent question. I have not done medium training. I
Mhm.
actually used to say I would never do medium training. I used to
Yeah.
say, now I do not say that. Now I actually think that I would, yes, train people to be their own mediums,
I love that.
to recognize. I do that in my workshops. When I do a workshop at a show, at
Oh.
a psychic fair, that's
Mhm.
what I talk about. I talk about being your own medium and how, because honestly, if you move into it trying to be your own medium, you're going to find out that you're a Reiki master, or you're a psychic, or you're this, or you're that, because everybody's something.
Yep.
Just a bunch of big psychics with helmets on. Just
Right.
our helmets off.
I love that. So hold on a second, just so that I'm really clear with this analogy. When we take the helmet off, we're at greater chance of like being smacked in the head.
Yes, we're more susceptible when we take our helmet off. We do not have a barrier. So yeah.
This explains so much. This explains so much. Are you crazy? No, I just took my helmet off.
And somebody threw an egg at me. And then but the long and short of it, yes, I have thought about offering, and you and I have talked about actually starting like an online school where we train folks.
Because of course that was exactly what I thought. I'm like, oh, that would be fun. Because it's not something I could teach, but I got some information about other stuff that would be fun. And so I just want to put a plug out there, because I know that you're going to be speaking at the Alchemy the Gathering next Saturday in Comox. In Courtney.
Mm-hmm. At the Native Sons Hall.
And what time?
Totally different then.
Oh.
You try to do what other mediums do.
The gallery readings.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what it's called. I've been calling it cold reading.
Yeah, cold reading. Yeah, you could bring in a heater.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do a gallery reading. I've never done it before.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Well, we're gonna have to talk, because I've been percolating around some stuff that I think that we need to do together. So we'll talk, and there will be some vibing.
We talked about it before and we didn't move forward.
I know.
So very much.
Yeah, and it's been in my head a lot this week.
Because really, now we should be doing this in person.
I know we should be.
Yeah, we should be, you beautiful people right there in front of us. But then some of our beautiful people are not in the Comox Valley.
Well, we would just have to stream it. That's all there is to it. And we could figure that out very easily. So actually, because we're talking about it and you guys are live with us, give me a show of hands if you are on Vancouver Island. Would you want to come and see Bobbi and I talk live, where we probably do some cold or gallery readings? We'll make sure that we have heater on, and talk to angels and talk like this. Let us know in the comments below. Do you want to join us? Yes.
And because I was
Crystal,
to say things. I'm like, I don't want to say that. No, I'm not gonna say that. In my head. And then I end up babbling because I'm trying to keep talking, and they're like, no, say this, no, say this. Okay.
Awesome. So Crystal, you've gotten the ball rolling. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal. Yes, you've gotten the ball. Crystal, ball. Did you do that on purpose?
Oh my gosh, I didn't, but that's so perfect. And you know what? I know Crystal, and I think she'll get a real kick out of that too.
Oh, wow. Okay. And do you own a crystal ball?
I have so many crystal balls, but do you know what's really funny? I was on Facebook yesterday, and a sponsored ad came up from Canadian Tire, and they had a little crystal ball that's for Halloween that's like a light, and I'm like, I need a crystal ball light.
Yes.
They don't have it in the local store, so
Local Canadian Tire owner, because I always use our local Canadian Tire, because from what I understand, the owner will not get self-checkouts. And I could thump my chest for that guy all day long. I just think that's the most wonderful thing. I'm so proud that the Courtney Canadian Tire has no self-checkouts.
Way to go, Courtney. Yeah, we're awesome.
Go Courtney Canadian Tire. That's
Absolutely.
where I do almost all of my that kind of stuff shopping.
Yeah.
If I can't get a Canadian Tire, I go somewhere else, but I don't go to that other place. Because
I know the place.
Everyone that works there is sad, and like the life has been pulled out of them. And it feels so difficult. Yeah. Anyway, okie dokie. Brenda gets stabbing pain in the tops of her feet. Where she can?
Ooh, that does sound really horrible.
Tops of your feet.
Yeah, that's interesting. The bottoms I could have stuff coming up for, but I don't get anything for the tops of feet. Do you?
I just get shin splints.
That makes sense, because I was gonna say the only thing that would come up for me would be like muscle tension.
Yeah, and boom, 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 like that, shin splints.
Yeah,
there's too much. Yeah, might be. I don't know where you work. I could see working at Costco causing a lot of foot problems.
Yeah, making sure you've got good solid shoes would be a good plan.
Yeah. Barefoot, but I bet they would be like, yeah, you can't work barefoot. There's a thing.
Yeah, there's probably a thing about that at a grocery store for sure.
You become vulnerable. Yeah. Well, if I could do everything barefoot, I say that I get to go to work in bare feet.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
I don't have to wear shoes to work.
I would do that, but I'm not bendy that way. But I will tell you that my feet are also bare right now as I'm bouncing on my ball.
Well, if you did that right now, you'd fall on your head. You would go.
You thought you were in pain before. Well, I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh my God, yes, we are talking about that. I remember my dad saying, "You want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about." That's to say to a child,
right? I was just going to ask if that was something your dad would say, because I don't like it if it is.
Oh, that's what my dad would say. Oh, you betcha. Yeah, you want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah. I'll stop crying. Being brought up in the 70s,
right?
Yeah. We have a lot of psychosis. One of the two. Okie. Okay, this is the thing. This is the thing. We are receiving information as a collective, and maybe it's going more through the females than it is through the males. Yeah, makes sense, because we're used to getting information. That's not to say men can't. It's just they're not told they can. Yep. It's so much better to be a female in our society. Oh my gosh, men are into certain things. So like I said to one of my clients, I said, if you walked around in your husband's outfit, everyone would be like, "Oh, she looks adorable." If he walked around in your outfit, he could get his butt kicked home. It's just such a different experience. Yeah. Anyway, so Carmen has neck pain the last few days, which is unusual. Yeah.
So she's wondering,
Erin.
I love you, Carmen. I know Carmen quite well. She's one of my Reiki students and a friend, and she lives down the street from me. So like not outside of the realm of possibility, but at the same time, as people who are sensitive, it's really important to recognize if something's yours or not. And one of the rules that I have is that as soon as I recognize that I'm receiving something that isn't mine, the symptom of it has to go away, because there's no point in you having a headache and then me getting the sympathy headache as a message, and then both of us walking around with a headache. I'm sorry, I can't take it on for you. And so it doesn't make sense for me to hold on to it. So Carmen, if you think that it could be sympathy pains for me, then you have to tell it to go away. otherwise you need to claim it as your own and say, okay, like, hey, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, because it could
Yeah.
be, Carmen, that you are as sensitive as Erin, and if you've done the Reiki training, then they
Mm-hmm.
sensitive, then maybe you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The powers that be know more about us than we know.
Yeah. Yeah. And Carmen's a powerful Reiki master too. So
Oh, there you go, Carmen. You're feeling the shift.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, depending on where it is in the neck, we have a secondary chakra at the back of the neck that also has to do with moving forward. And so like the back of the third eye is at that divot kind of at the top of your spine. And then just kind of below that, kind of in between that and like the back of the throat chakra, there's a secondary chakra there. And it all has to do with like forward movement and propulsion and sorry?
That's where the lump is.
Oh, interesting.
Snake's meat in the Kundalini. Snakes which go up your spine
Yes.
and cross at all your nadis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's why I always attributed this to the fact that I'm not paying enough attention. I'm getting
Oh,
information that I am allowing my ego to understand that I am receiving,
yeah.
which is so silly.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, when I do attunements, one of the breaths that I do is into that chakra. So what I'm hearing is that we should give you an attunement, my friend.
I know I need one. You know I need one because one of my characters is a Reiki master, and I need
Right.
and I was going to bring them down, but I was so late with my last client that I didn't bring them down. But Carrie from Carrie's Crystals gave me some tarot cards for my birthday.
Oh, beautiful.
They're so awesome because I'm reading tarot right now just for the fun of it because I have a client who reads tarot and she's reading tarot in her chapters of my second book.
Oh, cool.
And so her giving me the tarot, I'm like, awesome. It's so much different than oracle cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. Like I didn't realize until actually my aunt passed away, and because she used to read tarot, I kept hearing in my head, read tarot, read tarot, read tarot. So I'm sure it was her because now I got an interest in I Ching as well. I have to learn about I Ching.
Oh, you know what? I actually picked up an I Ching book several years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. I was listening to an audiobook on my way down to Victoria, and it was Radley Valentine talking about all of the different types of divination. And just as I was getting ready to pass the turn off to chapters, he started talking about I Ching. I'm like, I need to learn I Ching. So I pull off and I grabbed an I Ching book.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's whole perfect. Yeah, those right there. Yeah.
There you go.
Because one of my characters in the second book is going to use I used to use I Ching to find things in the house. Like, where's the remote? And she would things and she would find it in the west, east, corner. And wow, she'd find the remote. Yeah, it was really
interesting.
Yeah, so a couple of my characters are going to use it to find something because my aunt would do that. So
awesome. I love that.
There's so many neat and amazing modalities out there. It's really everyone's all working actually the same way. You can just helps you to know you're working. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I see them as tools for our intuition and tools to just get messages and information.
I agree completely. And Debbie, I speak on both of our behalfs. You are ever so welcome. She liked our detailed answer.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. Thank
you, Debbie. Yeah, and it was psychics too. Yeah, I don't know about the UR1. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But we'll send some love that way because that feels like that's what's needed. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
awesome.
Okay. I just went all the way down and now my brain is in Elizabeth.
Oh, is it? Okay. So I'll just quickly say Brenda's left a couple of different comments. Do we want to where are we going?
Okay, no, we can go here. Yes, we can go here to Brenda. Yes.
Okay.
Not everybody communicates in the same way.
Let me see. Yeah. Not everybody Not everybody communicates in the same way, for sure. I got a little bit, I think I got a little bit lost. I was stuck on the first comment where Brenda said her too, that she had been in 3 car accidents and none by her or her fault. And that was exactly the same for me as well. None of them, the other person was found to be 100% at fault. But as Bobbi mentioned earlier, it was a big part of what shifted everything and propelled me into the work that I do now. But it took several years. Took 8 years to come to that. But yeah, they
Well,
can be. Young. Pardon?
You were young. If you had opened up at that age, you would have gone wackadoodle.
Yeah.
You would have become a drug addict. I actually seen an angel push both you and Brenda right in the arse.
Yep.
And that's probably where you both were hit in the top of the pelvis.
Yep.
And just a little bit down. And it's like, whoosh.
Yep. Yeah, and just kind of giving a little push.
Messaging. That's all they ever keep telling me in my head. Pain is messaging. I'm like, well, send a different message.
Do you know what? I actually had the most beautiful client, and again, somebody who's become a friend, who's done my Reiki classes, and she is from Brazil. She's absolutely beautiful, and she said that in Brazil, we learn through love. And I thought, wow, can you imagine? Can you imagine not having to learn through pain? But being in a place where you could learn through love. And I thought, I think that's what I want to do. I want to be able to learn through love as opposed to learning through pain.
Yes, gentle learning.
Yeah.
In my order.
Just gonna say, who dropped that one in, Bobbi?
Yeah, well, you know what? If it wasn't pain, I wouldn't sit down and pay attention to it, would I?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard in my head, because I'm a bit of a dork that way. Yes.
So,
where does it soulmates?
Okay, where are we? You go ahead and read, because I'm not sure where we are.
I was told that the person you are married to or in love with is not actually your soulmate. She said a soulmate is who you don't want to be with.
I don't think that that's something that I personally agree with. What about you?
Not really. Honestly, when I hear soulmate, I immediately go to the Lizzo song.
Oh, tell me the Lizzo song. I feel like I know this.
Soulmate, I know how to love me. I know that I'm always gonna hold me down. I love it. I sing it in my car. I'm a soulmate. No, I never worry. It's awesome. I'm a queen and I don't need no crown. Anyway, I don't know your worth. Yeah, that's what I think a soulmate. Because honestly, my soulmate is most likely my spirit guides. My soul knows their soul, and their soul knows my soul. Their soul, they know my soul so well that I don't even know me.
Yep. Yeah.
Makes sense, did it? No.
No, but I'm hearing what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
On this.
They see me bouncing.
Something
the haters. I'm really glad that my camera isn't any lower than this, because in addition to the
stop. Yeah, I was creating a video that might get remixed. So we're conscious of that now, since I do videos. I'll see one of my videos. It has 13,000 remixes. What does that mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I don't know if people are actually taking my videos and making fun of me because I'm a psychic.
Yeah, it could be. I think that you can turn the remixing thing off, though.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Some part of me doesn't ever do it. I just don't even.
Maybe they're meant to be up there.
If they do that, then somebody actually that wouldn't otherwise hear the message that's being said will actually hear that message, because it's not about me. It's about the people in my head that want the messages out. So
yeah, I love that.
Yes, says Maria. I think that was probably about something we were talking about with her body. Crystal is in on the helmet thing. Oh, would you love a live show? Crystal's in on the live show. Brenda would love.
Brenda would love. Penny's saying yes. Crystal's saying yes.
Me? Oh, Penny's is one of her paintings. She does a series of paintings of eggs in a nest.
Oh, beautiful.
Really awesome. You should check out Penny Mayday's art. She is Incredible. Well, actually, yeah. Yeah, Penny, you can put that up there if you're still on. Put up the
Yeah.
link because because there's an anonymity
Yes.
Penny, that I need to respect. I shouldn't call her out or anything like that. Okie dokie.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it looks like we've got lots of people in. Lori and Crystal and Maria and Debbie loves the gallery reading.
well, that's a good question. Heidi,
Yeah.
that's a great question. Are
Where
you
are
all the way
you?
down there yet?
Let me see. Oh, yeah. How do you know if you're receiving messages from your spirit guides, and how do you differentiate from your own thoughts?
Such a good question. Don't you
Yeah.
find that? That's an excellent question because it
Yeah.
does sound like us. I don't know if is that the same for you? It sounds like
Yep.
you. Yes.
I've definitely had other experiences, like with my car accident. Right before I was in the car accident, I was almost hit by a bus, and I heard this big like stop. And it was my angels coming in, and so they will come in with a different voice to help you understand. And in that instance, it was definitely life and death, because this bus was running the light and was on a highway, so was doing at least 70 or 80, and there wouldn't have been anything left if I hadn't stopped. So
Yes.
so yeah, exactly. Super duper pancaked. The
Yes.
smallest I have ever been in my adult life is what I would have been. Yeah. Exactly.
See through. Honestly, too, when you said I heard in my head, what I actually heard was, oh, like
Oh, did you?
the angels. And it could be that actually, if I was in the car, I'd be like, "Did you hear that?" Woo! You said, "No, I heard stop."
Oh dear.
Thank you, Shirley. Shirley would come and see us.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, but I was going to say, how do you know if you're receiving messages from your guides, and how do you differentiate from your own thoughts? Messages from your guides, and this is true of like angels, any sort of message that you are receiving that is of love will come through calmly, without like a really big sense of like I have to or I should. You're going to feel empowered to follow the messages rather than feeling beaten up or beaten down.
I like that interpretation. I like that so much.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with the feeling you get inside of you.
Yeah.
But you work with such different folks than
Mm-hmm.
I work with. So that's the lovely thing about our two perspectives. But yeah. And when it's spirit guides, they will usually go, like I will be, oh, okay, I'm looking at that. Oh,
yeah. So it'll be really clear that your attention has been shifted.
Yeah, that I have been taken over.
Yes.
So there's something bigger talking. Yeah. It's funny. The voices in my head say, like when you know your mother's calling you when you're little. Like you can hear 5 different mothers, but you know yours. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Getting a bad picture of my mommy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brenda doesn't work. It's nerve pain. Yeah, that makes so much sense with the shins.
Yeah.
Because there's so many nerves. There's so many nerves in your shins that martial artists will actually whack their shins against things to kill the nerves in your shins. You can do that.
I've heard that, so that you can then kick things or like
People.
shin leg things. Yep.
Man, if you go to roundhouse somebody and they block with an elbow, holy snot, you have not felt pain. It's like, you can't come back with a left hook after that because you're like, my God. And now you're getting it on top of the head. So, yeah,
right.
That's just my kung fu moments. But yeah.
Oh, hold on a sec. I'm just going to go through. We've got a spammer here. I'm sorry, guys. It always takes us a while, like when they come in. So I've blocked them. I'm just going to go through and delete their comments. So what I should say really quickly is, if you've received a message from Alpha Gold, who's asked you to send a friend request, just ignore them, because I don't have anything nice to say. So anyway, moving forward.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of it.
Yeah. We're here. We are here. Awesome.
It's true.
So there was one thing I wanted to really quickly message to say, I know that this seems really silly at the end of September to be already talking about this, but I am already starting to work on Season's Blessings cards, and I love sending them out. I sent out 400 last year. I'm prepared to send out 500 this year. So if right, I know it's crazy.
A loser.
No, no, you're not. But this is why I started working on it in August because it's going to take me some time. So if you haven't received a card from me before, or if you received one from me last year and you've moved, please pop over to postable.com/Erin Lee 2024. I'll put it in the comment box here, and send me your mailing address because I would love to pop a card in the mail for you. Yeah, because they're lots of fun. I think they're kind of magical.
Awesome. So. They are totally magical. I get one every year.
Every year. Yeah. And
I have to do this.
and just so you know, in your particular case, one of your beautiful daughters has sent me her contact information, but all of the rest of them are also going to go on your card too. Yes.
And I know exactly which beautiful daughter it is.
I know you do.
Looking at her last year's card.
I know.
Beautiful. I put it up.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. The one with the angel. Yeah, I put it up. So pretty. Yes.
Awesome. Fabulous.
So for people.
Pardon me?
Beautiful thing that you do for people.
You know what? I find letter mail is really magical. I mean, we so rarely receive anything but bills in the mail, and being able to send out Season's Blessings cards, I think is just a lot of fun. So that's why I started doing it. And I love being able to connect with that way.
I have a girlfriend who just sends me cards.
Yeah.
Every time she does, I think, oh, I've got to do this. I've got to be that person that does, because I was before my children came along.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're grown ass adults, so I should get on that. But I'm writing another book.
You know what? I think if you're feeling called to do it and you have the time and the energy, you should do it. But if not, like there's so much that we have to do.
People are saying thank you. There's so far already 3 people are like, you're calling me. Yes, it's wonderful.
Yay!
So
awesome.
Yeah, I just put my own foot up my own butt. I'm not going to ask you people to send me your addresses though.
Oh yeah, while I'm thinking about it, I should put that in the box.
In the box?
Yeah, in the chat comments here.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say there's box.
Yeah. No, the box. Okay. So this should be going to YouTube and to both of our Facebook pages as well. So the link is there. Yeah. Oh, so Brenda is asking about your first book that you're working on.
Oh, that one is already in the vault.
Awesome.
I'm working with 2 amazing artists that are clients of mine who have offered their services to me because they're amazing. And the wonderful Lisa of Loving Charge Energy.
Mm-hmm.
I still wanted to work with her, and then it just happened the way it was meant to. In fact, actually, to make my decision, Lisa sent me a message. Hello, Bobbi. Happy new moon to you. And I was like, oh, I'm so going to use you.
Right?
Just from that, I was like, you are on my wavelength and my vibe because, the book is done. I'm just putting it all together, and I'm going to actually self-publish.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I love it.
My kids have told me I should self-publish. I thought I should go with a big publisher and spend a whole bunch of money, but I'm going to go this way first so that everyone can actually use read it. I don't know if it'll be ready by Christmas. I have no idea how long it takes. I have no idea. I'm working on the second. That's it.
I'm so excited. I can hardly wait.
Me too. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's another world I live in. And I will let you read it, Brenda. I will absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny how we look at people's comments. I do it all the time. I'll do it when I'm on my own, which is really bad. Oh, thanks, Carmen. Thank you very much. It's a novel. It's a novel about us because there's so many nonfictions about what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted people to have characters to be able to relate themselves to.
I love it.
Which begs the question: is there an Erin?
Oh, Oh man, that would be amazing. I'll get one for all of my family members, and they'll be like, "We already see you. We don't want this."
I use people's names, but those characters do not reflect them because I don't want anyone to think that I'm seeing them a way they do not see themselves.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and honestly, the voices in my head when I said, "Is there an Erin?" They showed me the character that is you. And I have to admit to you, that character has testicles and a penis.
No way. Oh, that's exciting. I mean, that sounds so Freudian, but
he liked testicles and penises, didn't he?
that's right. We do. But but that sounds really exciting. I love that. Yes, and Crystal's down for your book, and Maria's down for your book too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it's gonna yeah, I don't know when. I don't know.
I'm also just thinking, I know of two other amazing people who have published books. One is also self-published. The other one I think does through Amazon, and it's all very different. The other two are actually children's books, and it would be so amazing to have like a self-published book fair.
Oh, what a great idea. Like a spiritual book fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spiritual, but yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, because I'm going to sell them at fairs when I'm at fairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when I'm at a fair, I'm doing readings.
Yeah.
So
that's why Mom always came with me to the shows, because she would be selling like the crystals and the chakra clearing sprays and the bath salts and everything so that I could do readings, because there just isn't any other way.
I'll have to force one of my children to work for free. I gave them life.
Yeah. They can give you an afternoon.
I gave you what, a whole life? And actually, when I say that, one of my kids goes, "Did I ask you to?" Yes. Look what life is like. How about Mom?
Awesome. Oh, and Elizabeth just popped down a really cool comment too. She says, my cousin is a published author of fantasy series, and so proud of both of you.
That's cool. That's very cool. What is the fantasy series?
Yeah, please drop it in the comments if that's okay, Elizabeth. We'd love to know.
Yeah, I want to support so many local people and all the local, because actually that's the thing I was going to talk about too. I went to the Cumberland Fair.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome. Like talented people.
Amazing.
And the upcycling was out of this world. I got a necklace made out of the ends of spoons into a heart. Everything happened so quickly today that I wasn't able. And one of the things I do is I buy things from people, like this beautiful artwork. And then I grab a person's card and say, "I'm going to give you a shout out."
Amazing.
But then I don't take the card to the thing. So artist lady from Cumberland, if you're watching, it's awesome. It's so beautiful. I don't think this gives it justice. I should actually pull it and do that with it. But anyway, I love artisans, and I want to buy everything for Christmas from people on the island who make things. That would be just awesome. I think market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome this year. Yeah, it was good. And I got so many compliments on my toe shoes.
Oh, cool.
Moved to Cumberland. I am just a Cumberland person.
Cumberland's got a vibe. Absolutely.
A vibe.
Yeah, it definitely has a vibe. It's a really interesting place.
It is. Like, there are like, you can't, it's like being in England when you're there. Not as much, but kind of. Like, I can walk down the street and go, "Who's talking right now? What the heck is going on?" It's awesome. It is super awesome. Ooh, Heidi's looking forward to your season blessings card.
Woo! Awesome. Thanks, Heidi.
The moon has been from Judith Lepore. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna.
Beautiful.
That is the name of the fantasy, and is obviously Judith is a Canadian. That's not obvious, Bobbi.
Yeah, because I'm not exactly sure where Elizabeth is. Not that makes a difference necessarily. Like, my sister's in the States, but yeah, beautiful.
Take a picture of so I can remember Judith Lepore, because my memory. Oy.
Yep.
Oy. Hey, you find that too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sakes a lot. Yeah. And it's not even just within readings, it's just within life. My memory is. Yeah, I remember the things I'm supposed to. How are you feeling? How's your back?
I think that I'm hitting the bouncy wall. How
Impressed you lasted as long as you did.
yeah, I kind of am too. I said I think I've got an hour,
That's what
and
she said.
we're an hour 40 now. So
I
yeah,
gotta go.
I know. Rock and roll. No, rock and bounce.
They're rolling. Yeah, don't roll. Don't roll.
Yeah, no rolling today.
Yes. Okay, as your yoga teacher today, when you do anything for yourself, you actually might want to lay supine, like on your back, and then bring
Okay.
your knees into your chest and give yourself a big hug. Maybe whisper
Okay.
some sweet nothings into your own ears.
I will do that. I will
Yes,
do that.
I
That's
love
awesome.
you, Erin. You are so freaking amazing. Do you
I
use
love you too, Miss
if you say freaking, you'll think, oh, Bobbi just said that.
Bobbi. Yeah.
And I only said freaking for this thing. Because
Yes, because otherwise it would be the other thing.
yes, Bobbi's mouth is potty mouth. Yes, I swear like a trucker. I used to work with only men, and I had to hang with the boys. So yeah, affects memory retention. People keep saying that to me.
Yeah, I know.
Try to not to remember that.
That's all part of the problem.
Well, I see menopause as an enlightenment.
Oh, I like that.
Letting go of other things, you can concentrate more in one way, and things happen. Weird things happen. Yeah, the sleeping is all gone. Things like that. Yeah, give me
creating space.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, I mean, like I see PMS, which is leading up to, as being a really powerful time for women as well. Maybe we should maybe do a talk on that, because that feels like that would be a good thing to talk about, like intuition and PMS and perimenopause and menopause and like all the good stuff.
The moon show.
The moon show. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
Cool. Yeah. When's the next full moon? We just had one on my birthday. We had a full moon on my birthday. Thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, like the 14th or something of October, maybe.
Okay.
15th, something in there. We'll have to check it out and see when it is.
Oh, we'll have to do that. Yes.
Yes. And Debbie agrees. Yes. Awesome.
Okay, Debbie. All right. Well, Debbie said we had to, so there you go.
There you go. and Anne, I really appreciate that comment, because Anne says it comes back, being there and had that. So yes, don't worry. Memories come back.
Brain. Mm-hmm. Pregnancy brain you get because your body is concentrating on this. So you're yeah.
Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah. Kind of like uber famous.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So I will be back on October the 1st, Tuesday, October the 1st, on my Facebook page, Heavenly Messenger, and on my YouTube page, doing Connection with Intention. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 p.m. Eastern. And Miss Bobbi is going to be doing readings on some date, definitely on October the 27th and possibly sooner. And you can also find her at Alchemy the Gathering next Saturday, the 28th. And what time is your talk?
I knew you were going to ask me that. It's right at the beginning.
Is it?
I asked for it to be at the earliest point. And honestly, I don't know.
So Bobbi will post that information.
I will make sure everyone knows.
Awesome.
Hi,
And then
Blair.
Hi, Blair. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will try Child's Post too. That one gets me into trouble, but I will give it a go. Thank you.
You into trouble?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Not that kind of trouble. No. It flares me up, but I will gently give it a try.
It might be the compression.
It could be.
Yeah, and maybe doing it on your because my brain is showing me the compression and the lack of I call it lack of information. There's actually lack of blood flow.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Always think of blood as information. I don't know why.
Oh, I like that.
I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to talk about that with our whole women's thing, because that's kind of interesting if you think about it.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're amazing creatures, us ladies.
Truly.
Yeah. Truly. Yeah, we really are. We can sync up our cycles. What the devil?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
No, not the devil at all. Amazing.
Yes. Oh, I say what the devil instead of what the hell.
I know. I know. I hear you.
A lot of things that just come out. Yeah, a lot. Like,
Awesome.
okie dokie. And Blair Tilmer, yes, we're confirmed. Anyway.
Awesome. And so thank you everyone so much for joining us this afternoon. It's always a pleasure connecting with you.
It was so great to see you again and to do this again with you. I love you so much.
I know. I love you too. And I love everybody who joins us and anybody who watches later. If you've made it to this point, we love you.
We do. We absolutely do. And you didn't miss anything that we can't rekindle later.
Yes.
If that makes
absolutely.
sense. Yeah. Because we'll be back.
Yes, we will be.
That was as much a question as it was a statement.
We will be. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yay!
Woohoo! That was the bounce.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Awesome. All right. Are we ready, Miss Bobbi? Shall we do our namaste?
Yes.
Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Everyone can see my roots.
See